functioning, and that when a baby's born in a hospital, they will do these little tests on their body for instincts. Well, they don't really talk to the parents about it. They just do it. It's another scientific thing. They don't really explain. Science doesn't really explain. You have to go to medical school to get that.
Yeah.
So they do these tests on babies. Well, after that, they figure the humans don't have instincts, so they don't do testing on instincts. And I found 100 different instincts that humans have, and it's in your body, and it's taken me decades to get my instincts back because I grew up in the city. I was hospital born. I had no breast milk, and all these things from babies. So the whole natural birthing movement is a way to give or learn what the instincts are, and the instincts are a constant learning thing. So when we forget how to learn in school, that's what we go to school. We quit learning about nature and we start learning about business. That's what school is about. They would call it history and grammar and math and science, but the truth is it's more just industry.
Yeah, that's right.
And what's called urban legends now. That's what our history really is, urban legends, and natural history is completely different, and it'll make you healthy if you apply it to your body.
Yeah. So this instinctual, is this something, in that way that goes hand in hand with what you have been developing with the permaculture and a lifestyle in as a whole, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah, the rebirthing of the movement began in the 70s with permaculture, growing organic food and building your own home. That's kind of the outside. The inside is a natural health, and that is massaging, dancing, yoga, walking, aerobics, bathing, sunshine, exercising, stretch, qigong, all these different deep breathing, meditation. They're all ways to relax, get your body soft, flexible, aware, strong, and even Tai Chi, Qigong. They're all ways of getting your body sensitive again, so that your instincts will work, and you'll feel what you need rather than look on a diet or plan something out. If you just have the food available. In the 70s, in France, a movement called Instincto began. And, of course, in Europe, the French are called a little bit crazy, and so they start crazy things. Well, Instincto is all raw foods. And so they were saying, well, you eat a whole raw food, you eat a whole apple or you eat a whole something, and you eat it raw. Well, raw food is a huge movement, and I eat a lot of raw food here. We make kefir, which is like yogurt, raw goat milk, and there's a local goat farms around here, and those are called the green belt. In other words, around a town there will be farms, and Europe is a traditional. Well, where those farms are is near the town, so you can ship or trade or exchange. We even have bicycle carts going back and forth, and in China they have millions of these little carts going back and forth between the farms and the cities. So this is kind of a revolution in the green economy.
Yeah.
To green up our economy with local products and handmade products and recycled rather than shipping things a long way from a factory.
Yeah. How about let's say like up here, countries like Sweden that have a long winter, a lot of these things, and we of course import a lot of things. We import a lot of fruit, of course, bananas and stuff like this. Do you know if it's possible to develop something to that we can grow stuff up here during the winter beyond I guess the regular greenhouses, and there are those around here too, obviously, but just to not rely on importing. Do you think that ever could be done or will be done?
Well, the European ecology is different than here.
Yeah. And
there is permaculture around Europe, especially in Finland and let's see, Germany, Austria, some in France, very much in Switzerland, and the permaculture grows food all year round and stores food. The whole thing of the the storage cellar and all that.
Yeah.
It's very traditional. So a lot of this means going back to traditions. Well, city people aren't going to be doing that unless they extremely learn. It's more like an enlightenment about your body, about what is natural in your environment and what kind of natural needs do you have. Do you have needs to restore more than anything else? Well, it's just analyzing your own ecological footprint. In other words, how much energy it takes for you to live, to your transportation, and to analyze all these things. It's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Becoming aware of what makes you healthy and what makes you sick. High-acid foods, cooked fats, cooked oils, the whole thing about eating animals is a real issue with global warming. And most people, they don't think about how their products are made or grown.
That's right.
Or even where they're from.
Yeah.
So there's an awareness there, becoming aware of how a product is made, where it's made, how far it's shipped, and what do you do after it. It's a whole cycle. So this is like the science, holistic science, is whole cycles of everything, not just the weather. That's why I call it Gaia cycles. Gaia is Mother Earth.
That's right. That's right. I'm thinking as you mention these things here. It sounds in a way that many people aren't going to make this transition. They aren't going to become aware. The question, I guess, is what will happen? If then the majority of the people continue the way they do, and if just a few of us, try to change and better in some way, or do you think that that things actually will change and we will make this? What's your take on it?
Well, I'm kind of schizo on this. I'm very positive about our permaculture here and growing our food and learning the natural cycles, and I'm rather discouraged about the way the whole city culture is going. And the war economy is terrible, and the war has been actually not considered a cause of global warming, and I think it's a major cause.
Yeah, definitely.
There is this huge split of the people who are becoming aware of natural cycles, Gaia cycles, and health needs and local living, and the mass culture, which is kind of in a suicidal trend of waste and pollution and depending on the big systems that are, I call them spoiled culture.
Yeah.
And that's what I was. I grew up that first 25 years. I was totally spoiled. So I can't really predict what they're going to do. It seems like very bad news. And the migrations, mass migrations.
Sure.
But then it takes oil to migrate.
Yeah.
So it's a very troubled situation right now, and the war is still going on. And what is it a war for? It's a war for oil. It's not a war for bringing democracy. Have you seen Robert Newman's History of Oil?
History of Oil. I think I do. I can't bring it up in my memory now, but I recognize the title, definitely, yes.
It's on the web. It's a video. It's hilarious. It's a comedy. It's British comedy, but it's satire and critique and exposing the history of oil. Goes back 100 years.
Yeah, I remember now. Yes, I've seen it. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
It's hilarious and very kind of dark and depressing.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. Again, I guess I can return to that question of awareness. What beyond, going on talks and so forth, and trying to